PULLARSTRECKER Last updated 0500, September 24, 2017. More people in work is a good thing, but makes productivity growth look worse. New Zealand's track record on labor productivity may look worse than it is because a growing number of Kiwis are in work, the Productivity Commission says. The country's sluggish productivity growth was highlighted in an OECD report into the New Zealand economy in June and threatened to become an election issue. Labour finance spokesperson Grant Robertson said this month that National Party leader Bill English's claim that productivity had grown pretty well in New Zealand was wrong and contradicted the views of most commentators. Productivity Commission Research Director Paul Conway pointed to research published by Wellington economic consultancy Motu. Read more Kiwis underpaid and overqualified. OECD suggests cures for NZ's productivity problem. Shamubili Cub. New Zealand has a productivity problem. Shamubili Cub. Why are we not unleashing productivity? Its suggested annual productivity growth would have been about 70% higher, averaging 0.24% between 2001 and 2012, instead of 0.14%, were it not for a decline in skills associated with higher employment. Motu estimated last year that the skill level of the average Kiwi worker fell by 1.8% over the period as more people joined the workforce. The negative relationship between productivity and labor market participation has been accepted by the OECD. In 2007, it said there were a number of reasons one might expect labor productivity to fall as work opportunities increased. These included employment growth increasing the proportion of lower-skilled workers in the workforce and the fact that people were likely to be less productive on average as they worked longer hours. Some economists have gone as far as to argue that real changes in productivity have tended to feed through entirely into changing levels of employment, making labor productivity growth a pointless statistic to target. Conway said that since the early 1990s, employment growth in New Zealand had been among the strongest in the OECD. But the Commission accepted productivity had been comparatively poor in New Zealand for decades, also blaming small markets, low rates of capital investment and RD and weak competitive pressure. The OECD also laid blame in its June report on skills mismatches and what it described as a substantial number of firms with mediocre management, which it said suggested of a lack of competitive pressure in some industries. Stuff.